know how extensive the part was going to be. So it did kind of develop over time. I knew that we wanted a little bit of acting in there just to kind of fill out the beginnings and ends of the concert, but it became something completely different in this amazing way. But, my dad, actually coached me in a couple auditions before we started this project, and so I think he, from experience in coaching me and acting a little bit, he felt confident that, okay, this is actually doable for her, and if we rehearse a lot, I think we can make it happen. I was overwhelmed when I read the script for the first time, but it was such an exciting role, and every single scene was so, expertly crafted that it was like such an exciting challenge to do. And I knew that because my dad is so incredible, he rehearses with all his actors and, by themselves and then all together. So I knew I wouldn't be going in blind and that I would have a lot of time to prepare, which is what makes me feel comfortable in music and everything. Preparation is what I feel makes me, feel like I can stand on my own. And so we had a lot of that. Yeah, it was a weird experience because I know all the ins and outs of how a set works, and I got to experience it from the side and see, I've had friends who are actors and got to see all of them go through it and kind of knew, all the pieces to the puzzle. But being in that position, I still, like, on set a lot of the times felt like, oh, I was just a daughter kind of watching things happen. And occasionally I just happened to be in the frame. So it still kind of felt like that on set. And I was like, oh, I'm just here to watch my dad and Josh, like, do their thing. And like, oh, they need me. Okay, I'll do my part. And then kind of sit back and watch everything happen. So it still felt like maybe that kept me calm in a way that I didn't even perceive, but feeling comfortable in that and knowing like, oh, I can just watch and, I know this world a little bit was a nice thing. It's been a very interesting journey to watch him go through. It's kind of a long time coming, and seeing him work with different people in different capacities. And I think, film, because it's such an expensive art form, is very dependent on other people. And so I think kind of this liberation that he's had, where he's been able to make kind of, more limited kind of concepts in his movies so that he can fund them, and then give some kind of creative control and the ability to, have more input and then, more profit in the end. I think it's been an incredible journey, and I think he always lives by that motto of bet on yourself. And I think if you're going to be an artist, I do think like that's the way to go, betting on yourself. And it's definitely been inspiring. I feel like it was a turning point for us in our lives as well. First, like, actual song that I was trying to write was probably 15. But I wrote, maybe when I was 12, I wrote a song for Mother's Day that me and my two sisters sang in 3-part harmony, and that was like the first song. I think I was maybe 12 or 13.
And did it go beyond just like Happy Mother's Day? Was it like
Oh yeah, it was like a whole lyrical thing connecting to all like the books that she would read us as children and the things she would say to us. And I wrote out it. I don't know if I have it recorded anywhere, but it was, yeah, of course, overly intricate song. He's not a guy that's on his phone a lot. So nowadays, everything's recorded on his phone. So he's not really on his phone. But, back in the day when we were babies, he had his little video camera and he was recording everything. So we have all these like, little DVDs of us at different ages, and he was very precious about that.